Welcome back. It's got a bad glare. What's up, Albert? We are here for the Royal Rumble review. I'm getting a bad kind of glare. It looks foggy in here. No, I'm not smoked out. But, see if any more people come. But for those of you live, thank you all for tuning in. I don't know what's up with this fog. There we go. Okay. Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we got the Royal Rumble 2018 recap review. Take some time and subscribe, guys. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good show. I was a bit surprised that, through the show, or I don't know, I'm not sure exactly when they announced it, but I was surprised that the Women's Rumble did end up main eventing the show, and that really shocked me. I thought they would have bookended the show with the women's at the start and the men's Rumble at the end. So that was kind of my main problem with this show, was the crowd got very burnt out by the end. If they wanted to do it like with the women's Rumble at the end, they should have had the show start off with the men's Rumble match. I thought that would have been great. So anyways, I went 5 for 5 out of my pay-per-view predictions. A perfect way to start the show. Start the year, guys. Perfect predictions. So we started off with the WWE Championship match. I didn't watch the pre-show. I never usually watch the pre-show. So WWE title match. AJ Styles defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. AJ Styles retained. So AJ tosses Sami Zayn out of the ring, turns around, eats a super kick. Kevin Owens goes for the pop-up powerbomb, and AJ rolls Kevin Owens up for the 3 count, retaining the title. I thought that's kind of what was going to happen anyway. You don't really seem too much out of that, 2-on-1 title match. Second match, we had a 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown tag titles. I was really shocked by this match. The Usos end up winning 2 falls straight, which rarely happens, but it does happen once in a while. So the Usos, they hit consecutive super kicks on, I think it might have been Benjamin or Gable, whoever it was, and get the first fall. Second fall, they end up rolling up Shelton Benjamin after, that was the second fall. The first fall, I think, was the splash, but they roll up Shelton Benjamin after a series of super kicks for the win, retaining the tag titles. I really was disappointed with that match. Third match of the night was the men's Rumble match. I'm not going to go through all 30 guys, but you can really see the, kind of the hierarchy when it comes to, the, who's on top, kind of the food chain of WWE right now. 1 and 2 are always, pretty solid performers. And then, 3 through 10 are, on the kind of bottom of things. And once you get the 20 through 30, those are your big players. I'm not a fan of the way they've been doing the Rumbles the past couple of years. It seems like once we get to like 20, here comes Brock, here comes Taker, here comes Goldberg, Roman. That's what they did last year. I didn't really like it. But Rusev was number 1, and Finn Balor was number 2. Balor lasting almost 55 minutes. Pretty cool. Finn Balor was the Iron Man tonight. We only had 1, 2, 3, 4. We only had 5 kind of surprise entrances, which is a little bit more than usual. Or we had 4, sorry. We had the NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas. And we had Adam Cole. So it was cool to see Adam Cole in the Rumble. He got a huge reaction. Hurricane and Rey Mysterio, who, awesome, man. I love seeing Rey Mysterio. It was a huge reaction for Rey, and apparently it's just a one-off for Rey Mysterio, so, who knows? Maybe we'll see him every once in a while. It'd be nice. So, Nakamura coming in at number 14 and last eliminating Roman Reigns. I was kind of expecting a couple of surprise entrances. I would actually love to see X-Pac in a Royal Rumble. There's not many guys that you could kind of put in that spot, but as the years go on, the surprise entrances, they get fewer and far between. So we'll see next year. I don't know what the also a surprise was Dolph Ziggler entered at number 30, but it came down to Cena, Reigns, Balor, and Nakamura. They kind of split off. Cena and Reigns took on Nakamura and Finn Balor. They went at it for a while, and Roman and Cena were like putting the beat down on Nakamura for a while. And Cena got eliminated by Nakamura. Reigns and Nakamura went at it for a few, and I was really wondering for a few minutes, was Cena actually going to win it, or was Roman going to win it? My number 1 pick to win it was Finn Balor, but when I seen him come out at number 2, that was out. That was out of the window when he came in at number 2. So Nakamura, you're going to WrestleMania, and right after the match, he announced his choice to go after AJ Styles. So kind of weird how they did that. I didn't really like that either. 4th match of the night. So we're now backstage with the general managers and the commissioners, the McMahons and Angle and Daniel Bryan. They're gloating how Nakamura won and this and that. And then we have the Raw tag titles up on the line. Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins defending against the Bar. Sheamus was in the Rumble. He got eliminated in about a second. It was actually Sheamus's birthday that night too, Rumble night. So Jason Jordan, he gets incapacitated very early on in the match, and it's pretty much a handicap again tonight with Sheamus and Cesaro, taking advantage, getting the quick tags in and out, staying fresh. And Seth Rollins was in the Rumble as well for quite a bit. Jason Jordan gets back up on the apron after a while, and he tags himself in, and he just looks out of it. If this was legit or not a work, who knows? But he tags in, he steps into the ring, and he just tags right back out, and he sits on the steps kind of like, he's sad, he can't compete. He's like zonked. You don't know what happened. So a few minutes later, we see like a combination, a white noise into an elbow drop off the second rope. Cesaro pins Rollins, and the Bar become a 4-time tag team champions here. Pretty good birthday for Sheamus there, becoming a 4-time tag champ with Cesaro. I believe they won their first tag titles last year at the Royal Rumble, so it's going to be fun going into WrestleMania. I really would like to see not another tag title ladder match or an IC title ladder match. I want to see a good one-on-one tag team match, or maybe a triple threat tag title match. That's about it. Not these 4 or 5-way matches. They just get overdone every year. That's why I really liked Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, because it gave us, 6 guys usually, and one of these guys was going to be a future star, like what they did with Edge and Rob Van Dam and CM Punk. I really liked Money in the Bank at Mania. So, 5th match of the night was our Universal Championship match. Brock Lesnar retains. This was an awesome match. Very, very, it was okay, I guess. It wasn't awesome, but it was just carnage. A lot of tables and chairs and announce tables getting busted. So early on in the match, Brock Lesnar gets a hard knee from Strowman, and Lesnar just cranks Strowman right in the face, and Strowman, probably gave him a stiff one there. So Brock Lesnar hits 3 Germans on Braun Strowman, power slam through a table that's in the ring. Hello, Simon. Braun Strowman hits 2 power slams and one through a table for a 2 count. Kane puts Braun Strowman through another table that's kind of popped in the corner there, and he hits a 2 count on that. We see a F5 on Kane, and Braun Strowman picks up Lesnar, waistlock into a German. Lesnar rolls outside. These guys are now outside the ring. Lesnar F5 through the announce table, and Lesnar picks up the English announce table and dumps it straight over Strowman. Kane comes outside. He gets an F5 through the other announce table. I think it might have been the Spanish announce table there. So Brock Lesnar is, looking very dominant in this performance here. He's standing on top of the stairs outside of the ring. Strowman gets up and they kind of, do their taunts to each other. Braun Strowman gets Kane back in the ring. We see 2 power slams to Brock again. Kane breaks up the pin with a chair. He's bashing Strowman's midsection in with the chair. Stumbles out of the ring. Brock Lesnar picks up Kane. F5 once again for the 3 count. And Brock retains the championship going forward. Who knows? I don't think he'll be at Elimination Chamber. But for Brock Lesnar's last title defense, I think it was a pretty good one. It's an average Lesnar match at this point. It's fun to have the tables and chairs and all that kind of stuff involved. So, the final match of the night was the Women's Royal Rumble match. Stephanie McMahon comes down to ringside. She is going to be our guest commentator. Maria Menounos was the guest ring announcer. Alexa and Charlotte come down, and at this point in the night, the crowd, it seems, dead. They're drained. They just seem like they want this show to end. And number 1 is Sasha Banks. Number 2, was Becky. And you got to remember, like, these guys were here 4 hours of the main show. I think it was a 2-hour pre-show. They probably wanted to get there a bit early, so they might have been there 6 to 7 hours by this point. So you could really tell the energy was kind of sucked out of the building around this point. But they were still very loud. So, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 30, guest appearances in the Women's Royal Rumble. We had Lita, Kairi Sane, who actually replaced Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is out with a broken tailbone, so she couldn't compete. I really like Kairi Sane. Tori Wilson, Molly Holly, Michelle McCool, Vicky Guerrero, Kelly, Jacqueline, Ember Moon, Beth Phoenix, and Trish Stratus, who entered number 30. We had 2 of the NXT women, as I mentioned. So, Lita hit a nice double moonsault onto Sasha and Becky. Molly Holly hit a Molly go-round on Sasha. When Michelle McCool came out, it all depends on the active rosters. Right now, the NXT have quite a bit of women, but I think they did a pretty good job. I don't like the fact that they had to bring so much legends back, because it does hurt future Rumbles. I get it. It's the first one. They want to get everybody in there. But at the same time, you could milk those returns and those NXT call-ups. I said that in my preview video that I wanted it to be 20 women with a couple legends and maybe 1 or 2 from NXT. We hear loud Undertaker chants at Michelle McCool. The John Cena sucks for Nikki Bella. The yes chants for Brie Bella. We had a cool spot with Naomi, who was like the Kofi Kingston of the Women's Rumble. She when she got tossed out by Nia Jax, she kind of landed on a pile of women, and she hopped on top of the barricade, walked along the barricade, grabbed Maria's chair, and did the wheelbarrow up to the steel steps, and she was quickly eliminated after that. No, Paige was actually injured. They didn't let her compete in the Royal Rumble. If we could bring any divas from the past back, I would like to see Gail Kim, which probably won't happen. Victoria, maybe Jazz. A lot of people don't mention Jazz anymore. Ivory, who is rumored to be going in the Hall of Fame. Stephanie McMahon, of course. It's hard to say. Maybe next year we'll see Maria Kanellis. Maryse. So what I really thought would have been cool to do here with the Bella Twins is, since they were chanting John Cena and Daniel Bryan had him anyways, they really should have played into that with Nikki Bella doing the, you can't see me, and then Brie kind of just cheap shots Nikki and starts doing the yes. I thought that would have been a really cool spot, but they didn't play up to it. So the way this thing kind of went was like, this one entered and then the next one eliminated her. The eliminations were very quick, and the real Iron Woman here was Sasha Banks. I'm not sure exactly how long she lasted, but it was down to like the final 4 or 5. Becky Lynch lasted 31 minutes. The thing I really didn't like about the Women's Rumble as well is that they kept going under the bottom rope, and you know, letting people do their spots. I don't think they should have been doing that. So it did come down to Nikki Bella and Asuka. And Asuka wins the 2018, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. After the match, they're in the ring with Stephanie, who, of course, has to be involved with the Women's Revolution. Oh, we did it. She wasn't that bad on commentary, but, you know, Stephanie McMahon claiming that we did it, you know, I think she takes way too much credit for this. Yeah, she's top of creative, but it's the talent that really does it. You know, Bailey was in this thing, and it seems like the legends of the past got the better reactions. Yeah, Candice, Michelle, and Melina would actually be great to see. So right away, while Asuka was in the ring with the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions, Ronda Rousey makes her debut on WWE, coming down to the ring and, you know, pointing at the crowd, or pointing at the WrestleMania sign. And that was about it. So I think the plan for her is to go after Charlotte, and it's going to be Asuka versus Alexa. I think that's the plan here. But, you know, I'm actually really happy that Rousey wasn't in the Royal Rumble, because I didn't like that. I didn't want her to come and take away from the women that have busted their butts for the past number of years. Rousey hasn't even had an official match yet. There's no reason for her to come in and start winning everything off the bat. Let her earn her stripes. Let her, you know, have a few matches, and let's see how good she is. Personally, I think she needs to go the MMA fighter route. We don't need to see Ronda Rousey doing, you know, suicide dives and flips and jumping off the top rope or anything like that. Ronda Rousey needs to be a striker and a submission specialist here, and, you know, take opponents out very quickly. Similar to what they need to be doing with Asuka, these two women need to be very dominant going forward. Overall, I really thought this Rumble, it was booked terribly. The Usos going over in 2 straight falls is very strange. I was shocked that the Bar regained the tag titles, but the men's and women's Rumbles, I did enjoy them. And, you know, I could find 3 good things about this Royal Rumble show is the Universal title match and the 2 Royal Rumbles. This show gets a thumbs up. I would, you know, I would have put the men's Royal Rumble in the main event and the women's Royal Rumble to open the show, because Ronda Rousey already has star power. She doesn't need to be in the main event. It was supposed to be about the women, you know, doing this first Royal Rumble. I get that they want to have it at the last match, but the crowd was, you know, they were dead by the end of the show. They were, and it seems like they were just reacting to the legends coming out. That's what I gathered from watching it. I didn't watch the whole thing live. I watched about, you know, 80%. I finished it up the next night before Raw there. But, you know, decent Royal Rumble at best. It's not the best. It's not the worst Royal Rumble, but I did enjoy it for the most part. Let me know your thoughts in this Royal Rumble event, guys. What would you have changed about the women's and men's Rumble matches? I'm actually really happy they went with Shinsuke going to Mania against AJ Styles. Take some time. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.